Yeah, hey, somebody is coming in defense of Nicco Montano. Great. It, I mean, it's a good idea. Hey, okay, great. But you got a big fight coming up this Friday. Oh, and before you walk to the octagon, why don't you tie your shoes? Stay tuned. Oh, we're gonna talk about this one.
Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Although them again we will never, never, never trust. Them not know what them do. They go to your while I'm sticking like glue. Blink skin green while I'm plotting for you. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
It takes a lot of passion and a lot of hard work and a lot of faith.
Idolize the mission, survivors to stay alive in the face of opposition. Even when they come in, gunning, I stay in position. I don't know the mission since perception. Let's free the people from deception. If you're looking for the answers, then you gotta ask the questions. And when I let go, my voice echoes through the ghetto. Sick of men trying to pull strings like Geppetto.
All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, folks. Hey, I'm definitely not going to win friends and influence people with the videos of Nicco Montano. But you know what, guys? I'm not concerned about subscribers, guys. I'm concerned about truth. And, okay, it is what it is. So, Lauren Murphy, she's come out. Basically, she did an interview. She just did a recent interview. And, Lauren Murphy indicated that, she asked the guy, hey, I'm so glad you asked me about that. Nicco's not afraid of SHIT, and I don't know who got the idea that Nicco is scared of Valentina Shevchenko. I live with that girl, I trained with that girl, and I fought with that girl. I'll tell you something, she's not afraid of anybody. I do not think she is afraid of Shevchenko, but I do know that she was sick. Remember I said listen to every word. She was sick, and she wants to be healthy, okay, before she fights again. That's fair. The girls from Tough, you have Sujara, who missed weight at the finale and hasn't fought in 6 months, and she has never fought in the UFC. The UFC, are putting her in this big fight and giving her all these opportunities to succeed. But Nicco can't be sick. She fought like 5 times in 4 months. She just won the inaugural women's flyweight title. She has every right to take a break if she wants. I just think that this idea that she's afraid of Shevchenko is, I think people are underestimating her quite a bit. And I think it's sad, and I really feel for her. I've been kind of on the wrong end of hate online. You think? Yeah, you have. And stuff, most of the time, the fans don't know what they're talking about, and they kind of just blindly go with whatever they think is going on. Anybody who's met Nicco knows how hard she works and how brave she is. She's a very good fighter, and she belongs in the UFC. She belongs right where she is at. I'm really looking forward to that fight, Nicco versus Shevchenko, and I'm not counting her out at all. Shevchenko's tough, and she's a monster, and it's hard to pick against her. Yeah, Nicco's really strong, and she's really good, and she's tricky. She's got that new school style that's hard to predict. I'm really looking forward to the fight. It's going to happen. I think Nicco is going to step up. Okay. Now, I agree partly with some of what Lauren Murphy said, but it's time to do some debunking, shall we? Okay, so now we talked. You said that Sarge Eubanks. You said Nicco fought like 5 times. Okay, you said Nicco just fought an extreme amount of times. Well, so did Sarge Eubanks. Sarge Eubanks fought 1 time less than Nicco Montano. Sarge Eubanks fought 1 time less than Nicco Montano. So they both fought a lot of times. Okay, let's not get it up. Let's not. And what kind of opportunity is Sarge getting? Sarge was like shunned, okay? They were shunned. Like if Sarge was getting another opportunity, she'd be fighting for the belt. Okay, honestly, this would be a title eliminator bout. I don't think this is a title eliminator bout. Hey, Lauren, here's a hint of advice. You might want to be worried about the woman that's about to fight you on Friday, okay? And I understand it was a question that they asked you. I get it, okay? But see, here's the thing. We didn't get this idea out of thin air, okay? We didn't get this idea out of thin air, okay? See, we got to go back to one simple point that you forgot to mention, Lauren Murphy. The contract. Nicco was sent the contract. So was Valentina. Valentina signed the contract. Nicco didn't sign the contract. Now, why in the name of Dana White's bald head do you think that, why would they send Nicco a contract to fight in July? Is it because the UFC had the impression that Nicco would be ready by July? When they send out a contract, they have to agree, right? They just don't send you a contract and you fight. Lauren, you should know this. You've been fighting long enough, Lauren. You should know this. They just don't send you a contract out and say, hey, let's fight. They just don't do that. In other words, you agree to fight on the date that they say, and then that's that. You sign. See, I don't care what you say, Lauren Murphy. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. There's no getting around this, okay? Why did she take the contract? Why is the contract at her house, and why is it not signed? Nobody's saying Nicco can't be sick, but Nicco was the one that agreed to the date. You have to agree. You have to agree on a date. You have to. They got the contract. Nicco has a contract. Valentina has a contract. How you gonna explain this? How you gonna explain this? Okay, I understand. Okay, and eventually, if you don't fight, okay, Sarge Eubanks did not get her opportunity. Sarge Eubanks did just as much as Nicco did. She was one of the lowest seeds, and she fought her way into a title shot. Stop it. Ain't nobody gave Sarge Eubanks nothing. Nobody gave Sarge anything. And we're not going to question if Nicco's afraid. I said Nicco is probably not physically afraid of Valentina, but she's afraid to lose. That's just how it is. Okay? That's how it is. And see, here's my next debunk. So Nicco was actually talking about, hey, a fight, I think Sarge Eubanks deserves a title shot. Really? Oh, okay. Okay. So Sarge deserved a title shot. But you the main one said that, if anything, why didn't you come out and say anything about Nicco saying that Sarge needed a title shot? How you going to explain that? Sarge Eubanks has got nothing for free. She's got nothing for free. She missed weight. And let me tell you something, the UFC, they frowned on that. She's finally getting herself back together the way she can comfortably make the weight. She's fighting you. She's fighting you, for God's sakes. How you going to explain this? So, you mean if Sarge beats you, does she deserve a title shot? Oh, Lauren, you done put your foot in your mouth with this one. Does she? So, is she going to, are you worthy of a person getting a title shot if they beat you, Lauren? Hot diggity dog, boy. I bet you don't know how to answer that one, do you? Okay. Everybody understands, yes, she needs to be healthy. She got foot surgery. Everybody understands she needs to be healthy. She got a tonsillectomy. We understand. But Nicco ultimately, in the end, said that she could fight in July. Sorry. I'm not backing off. See, on this channel, if something is perceived to be a duck, and a duck don't mean that you're afraid. See, people always get in their mind that when somebody is ducking somebody, that means that they're afraid. No, they're not afraid. For whatever reason, they don't want to fight. But I tell you what, in this case, Nicco afraid to lose. This is going to be a duck. It's going to be a duck. And yeah, I know the UFC picked these fights. And I know Nicco probably don't have a lot of creative control. But I tell you what, Nicco can opt to just sit out because she know that they'll put on the shelf, man, if this girl say no to the fight. Stop it. But, it is what it is. And the last time we saw Lauren Murphy take a L, we saw this. We saw this. Hey, you might want to start working because you got another powerful striker right in your face. And that's just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harris, and I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.